All right, hello everyone, and thank you for checking out this video on the goddess Freyja and what she is coming forward today to say to the divine feminine. So if you follow me over on Facebook, Stars in Her Eyes, you may have seen that Odin came through in my channel this morning with a very profound message and deep and heavy message in regards to what is going on with the masculine energy. So the masculine side of things, whether they be our divine counterpart, or we're kind of looking at it as the collective energy, what's happening. And so basically a couple of things that really stood up are that the masculine right now is really, they're getting ready to lay down their shields and swords because they've just exhausted themselves in fighting this battle, and the battle being this kind of inner turmoil that they have that's coming up against the outdated social structures and structures of relationships, limited belief systems that we have been raised to believe and be to kind of live and work through. And that is why we're all here. That's why the light workers have come to this planet, is to break through these systems that don't support that idea of high love or higher love. Now, Odin was very clear as well that we as the feminine have to not get so angry, not feel so frustrated. Well, I mean, he was saying kind of feel the feelings, but at the same time, we have to remember that the intensity in which we came with that fear of abandonment, if we were in a situation, if we found ourselves in a situation where somebody walked away from us, or we were abandoned, or we had these interactions with masculine energy that really deeply triggered us, that what they're going through right now is just as intense as that. And so we are being reminded that the feminine goes first. And so we have to rise to that challenge, to be kind, to send love, very specific that we're sending light to the masculine energies in the world right now to help heal those wounds, to really kind of cut through some of those patterns, some of those dynamics that are not serving them. The struggle is that the masculine doesn't quite accept that that's what's going on. They feel the enemy is outside of themselves, whether it be us as the feminine, we triggered them, or, they find themselves in, like career situations or family situations that are limiting them, that they are kind of going through or, working their way through, and that aren't serving them. And so final thing that Odin said is that Freyja would be coming forward, and she really did, like, not even like 30 minutes after I kind of was like, I gotta close this down, Odin, like, as much as I love being an open channel for you, I do have some things I gotta get done. And she did. She was like, go live, do a YouTube video, but use the cards. And so I was going to pull all of my Freyja cards from all of my different decks. And what was really funny, I popped open the Divine Feminine Oracle deck from Megan Watterson, and Freyja was actually sitting right on top. She was the first card. So I felt like, okay, no need to pull them all. This is obviously the energy that needs to come forward. And so in this deck, she is the goddess of discernment. She is the, she says her kind of tagline is, I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. And so the feminine, and this is where we're going to struggle. We're being told, like, anchor your own light, do your own healing, only save the masculine if it's being asked of you, if they approach you. And that's a struggle, and that might trigger a lot of people, especially those of us who have this call to serve. And the reason being is because we have constantly been serving others when we need to serve ourselves, heal ourselves, rise for our own battle. And that was the energy that came through from Odin. Really, like, the only guidance he had, or the big guidance he had for the feminine, was show up to your own battle. Okay, before you run out and try to save people, show up for yourself. And that's a big part of the journey, right? Where we have to step into, especially as the feminine, we have to step into the idea that we are whole unto ourselves, and we have been raised in a culture that has us constantly seeking completion in the arms of another. Okay, so like I said, Freyja is the guide that is coming forward, the goddess, the feminine energy that is rallying us into this battle, into this energy of healing and really deep healing. But the message is like, focus on yourself, for crying out loud. Stop looking over your shoulder at what the masculine is doing. And if you just heard that little noise, my little Sebastian, my four-legged baby, okay, all the cards just fell out. Just reverse coughed, I guess we could say. All right, so the message from Freyja is the 10 of Pentacles. So abundance is ours, but we haven't been using our ability to manifest. We haven't been using that superpower of intuition and psychic energy to create the life that we've been wanting to live. And that 10 of Pentacles, that's a full life. We see the protagonist of the card reflecting on his, or kind of gazing over at his children, joyfully dancing with his grandchildren. Hey, buddy. They have the dogs. I mean, it's just total wealth in every way, shape, or form. And we're being told, like, you have missed out by constantly looking over your shoulder, right? And, you know, I get it. Like, we're doing the card readings and we're like, where is the masculine? If you are in that kind of situation, or like, we're looking for answers outside of ourselves, or we're looking for solutions outside of ourselves. And Freyja specifically is like, this is your war, this is your battle, you must fight it, you must do the healing, and use that kind of weapon of light to slice through what remains, what is keeping you small, what is keeping you hidden. So it is that, double edge, like, you can have everything you want if you just stop focusing on everything that you don't want. Everything that you are fearful of calling into your life, if you stop looking at everything like it's going to go wrong, then things will start going right, and you will manifest beautifully this life that you are dreaming about. And one step that you can take is to actually daydream about it, journal about it, write out lists, whatever your MO is in terms of, gearing up, planning, setting intentions, go all into that. You know, it's Saturday night. If you have nothing else to do, sit with a cup of tea and immerse yourself in what kind of life, what kind of energy you really want to step into the next, several months with. And then I'm hearing, like, then be careful, or not careful, but be ready for how quickly that comes towards you. And I just kind of see, like, this energy of Freyja where she is opening up her arms and just letting it all fall over her. That sun is just bestowing this golden light. The kind of energy of your dreams is just going to come completely over you. So what is she supporting, or how is Freyja actually working towards this with us? How is she going to collaborate? Is the Queen of Pentacles, which she is this woman, this divine being who has really stepped into that manifesting power. So Freyja knows what to do. She sees it, she tastes it, she has, she's all knowing, and she's ready to just kind of sweep in and say, like, all right, like, you want this new job, or you want this pay raise, like, manifest it. Tell me that's what you want, and let me go to work to make that happen. So it is that energy of also, one thing to pay attention to, we have the goat here. Some people think it's a ram, but to me it's a goat, which is Capricorn energy. So it's like this idea of being ready and able and excited to work for whatever it is your dream is. Excuse me. So I am getting over a little bit of a cold, or a throat chakra clearing, I guess we could say. So Freyja is ready and willing, and she's kind of asking, or what's coming through is like, I'm ready and willing, but are you? Are you ready to kind of put your money where your mouth is and do what you need to do to manifest, to create, to build this beautiful dream life that you deserve? She's very clear you deserve it, but are you going to work for it? And that's a repeated message that I get for the feminine is, are we going to actually do the work? It's one thing to dream about it, but are you willing to kind of put a little skin in the game? Are you willing to put yourself out there? One of the things that comes to mind, like if you want this really beautiful love, like romance in your life, but you never leave your apartment, it's going to be really hard to find that. And a lot of us, maybe we hold back in that area because we've been really hurt in the past. But she's saying, like, you cannot find romance. You cannot find like somebody to do the things with if you are not willing to put yourself out for that person to find you. Okay. So what she actually needs us to do, and this is going to sound like kind of a broken record, is so it's the King of Wands, and he is the master manifester, right? So it is about finding how you manifest. So I take a look at rising signs when I think of what your power to manifest is. So for those of you who have rising signs that are the fire signs, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, you're going to manifest by really creating something, like just and being really active. Something that comes to mind is like kind of like running on a treadmill, but like I'm seeing you like running on a treadmill and like just being pushed forward or egged on by this dream, like you're running towards it. And that gives you that energy of like, I'm running towards it, let it come to me. For earth signs, you really ground that energy, being in tune with nature, feeling the rhythms of the world around you, feeling the heartbeat is going to help you understand the motion, build the momentum to welcome it in. Water signs, I'm a Pisces rising, we tend to get really emotional about what we're manifesting. And so we get tripped up because we get emotional about the fears. And so we have to get really into that zone of feeling like we've already got it in our hands, whatever it is, like we have to actually feel that emotion rising within us. And that's going to let the gods, the goddesses, our spirit guides, anybody that's working in our corner know that we are ready, because our vibe will start matching what we're seeking. And so I'm completely lost at, so we did fire, air signs. All right. So you guys have to think about it a little bit more logically. Like you want to put that plan in place and talk about it, get it out there, share it with a friend. Go to coffee with a girlfriend and bring, your desire map book or your desire map planner and really putting it down on paper and chatting about it to get yourself excited. So Freyja is saying, like, use that sacred power that you were born with. It's there for a reason. All right. So, and by doing that, this is going to move her efforts along. She's very clear. She's like, I'm waiting in the wings. Like, please do something. Please talk to me. Please tell me what it is you want so that I can work alongside you. So I haven't quite seen a spread like this in a while. So the impact that this is having, this is a big impact because it's a life skill for the divine feminine. It's a lifelong thing that we absolutely need if we are going to have that life, that full life, that life of love and light that we have been craving, that we have actually come and incarnated to have. And it's a soul lesson for many of us. So it's the Queen of Wands. So she is the feminine manifester, and we actually see, so we see like both wands, both king and queen are sitting right here. That's, some pretty hefty union that we have going on of our personal masculine and feminine energies. But what we see here is we see the domesticated black cat, and then we have these lions kind of on either side. So this is helping us be our most authentic being, our most authentic expression, because we are, we are taking the wildness of ourselves and the domestic, and we are really bringing it into and weaving it together. It's no longer playing small. It's being willing to be seen, not just by our, intimate tribe, but by everybody. And it's this energy of like, we really just don't care what people think anymore because we are so passionate and in acceptance of our gifts and of what we want and who we are and what we came here to be, what we came here to do. So it is that energy of like, as we step forward a little bit more authentically, it opens those gates of just total influx of gifts. Okay. And so the area of life that she is asking for us to sit with this in is the Two of Pentacles. So with this, we see kind of a juggling of our gifts, of our abundance. And she's saying that there's some things that we're juggling that perhaps we need to kind of let those balls drop. We see them kind of looped in this infinity sign. So what is it that you crave for a life, for life? We have this kind of what I'm hearing, or like we're taking a lot of steps towards our desires, and some of those steps are purely busy work. Okay, it's because they make us feel better. They're space fillers. They don't necessarily serve us in any way other than they make us feel like we're working our path. And this is a message that has come through very strong for myself lately, is like, take a break, do less. Just yesterday I was on a call with one of my best friends, and when she said it to me, she was like, I think you need to do less and accept that will bring in more. And I just had this moment where I was like, okay, my spirit guides have said that, my cards have said that, and now you've said that. Who needs to say that before I listen? And so listen to that, like take a big step back, look at the big picture and figure out like, what are you doing just for the sake of doing it? And distinguish between what you're doing to do for enjoyment. That serves a purpose. We need to have fun. We're here. We have chosen a physical form to play. Life is not meant to just be school. It is also like being at recess at times. But there are things, and I'm guilty of this, I know this, that we just do because it makes us feel better, because we feel like if we don't see progress, then there's so much more for us to do. But it's very clear that do what you want to do forever. Okay. Even if it doesn't end up being forever, if you feel like this is something I want in my life for a really long time, then be in those activities, be in those relationships, but let the rest go. Okay. Now, there are 4 cards that I'm just going to kind of fly through here. So this is kind of the roadmap to distinguishing what it is that we're letting fall away. And so the first one up, we have the Hermit. So Major Arcana card, we have to go within. Okay. So the conversations that we're having with some of our girlfriends that are kind of hashing out the things that how we've been wronged. And like, there's a very strong, like how we've been wronged by the masculine. So I feel like this is a message for the twins that might be catching this, especially. We need to stop hashing out how the twins have wronged us, how our masculine has wronged us, because it's keeping us in that loop. It's keeping us hooked into the same spot. So it is about sending that love and light that Odin recommends, and just knowing that unto itself is doing something that's serving us. Okay. We also have the 7 of Pentacles. So once you go within, once you let certain things fall away and you plant those seeds, give them time to grow. Don't expect an instant manifestation. Understand that this goes back to what we had a couple of weeks ago in October, is that there's a gestation period. It's not like I pray for it and it is mine. Feel like it's yours, but know that it may take a little time. Okay. So card 12 in the Major Arcana, the Hanged Man, just be prepared that this journey is going to bring you deeper into your spirituality, and it is going to come with feeling like that life is being turned upside down. But as always, we know that when things start to get chaotic, it's just a sign that things need to change and shift, and we're cleansing and we're purging. And then final card is the Page of Cups. He is the most romantic card, or he is the biggest romantic in the tarot deck. A lot of Pisces energy. So let yourself be romanced. There's this energy of like romance your dreams, like spruce them up, make them feel really sexy if that's what you need them to be. Let yourself be lofty with your intention, with your goals. Okay. But definitely a change in energy from the guides, from the cards as well. And just one final comment before I go. So Freyja, like I said, is discernment. So really discerning, stepping into that. And that matches this kind of loop, making sure that you're not just kind of blindly like going after things, but they're very meaningful and important to you. Okay, so I hope that this brings a lot of clarity, and I hope it kind of restores your hope and faith that all is not lost. A lot of the energy that's out there is that we're kind of ready to throw in the towel and not just pivot, but just completely step off the path. And we're being told that if we were to do that, we would be calling ourselves up short, or we would be stopping what's coming from flowing into our lives. And something is coming. I don't like to be one of those readers that's like, oh, well, you're going to get contact or you're going to have union soon, because everybody's path, even though it is a collective reading, everybody's path is so different. And I have found those readings to sometimes do more harm than good. Okay. So anyway, like I said, thank you so much for joining. Please, please, please leave any comments or things that resonated for you, questions that you might have. But namaste. Have a beautiful and wonderful weekend.